it was kind of request in my way.
It does.
Okay. We have a 45 years old female. She has history of bleeding PR for 1 year, and she's also having complaints of altered bowel habit. There is no history of weight loss and fever. DRE was unremarkable. Proctoscopy was also unremarkable.
So with that history, what would your plan be for the test? So do you think if you're going to take biopsies, or if it's normal?
Not really. If it is normal,
that's
then
grand.
no.
I'd agree with you. So therefore, we don't have. If I thought I needed to take biopsies, I'd say we will be taking biopsies. Can we get them ready?
And will be random biopsies for anything.
Well, no, but we don't need to
We
on
don't
here.
need.
But if say she said there was a large mass on CT scan in the
Yeah,
right
then,
colon,
yes.
then I'd say to Rima biopsies. See? Are you in here? Yeah. See, I told you he was. So, I know you've introduced yourself already, so where you go, my friend? No lady, so we can't do anything.
No problem, is it?
He's a woman.
Okay.
So if you noticed there, just for the room, that there was a staff change, but that left all males into the room. We've just had a surprise attack. Uh,
1.5 milligram metazolam, so maximum. But I will titrate 1.5.
1.5 and 1.5.
Metazolam, और क्या है आपके पास? अच्छा दिन है, कंटिन्यू. डोमी का है ना? ये क्या किल्स है? तो दे दे 1.5 cc first, इसको दे दे. Then give her just 1 cc, then we'll titrate it. She's been 10 in Scotland. He was Irish. I worked with him for 6 months in Wexford. Ken Milley was his name. He's still there. He would give 2 milligram midazolam and would walk out. Come back after 5 minutes. One day I asked him, why you walk out? He said, well, give it a time so that the patient
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you give it time, 3 minutes is the optimum time to give, but he's not wrong.
Is it a good practice? That's how much.
5 minutes, I would say, is a bit of an extent. By the time you've done your tests on the scope, etc., you've gone the time that's necessary. So as long as you give it at least 2 minutes, 3, that is fine. But for someone like him, he would want to crack on. So if he gave it 5 minutes, he then would, Rima.
छोटा सा डॉक्टर हूँ जामशोरों में 7-8 साल से आयरलैंड में यहाँ गया यहाँ पहले मैं प्रोफेसर एम जमाली बरूम होते थे.
Are we giving any sedation? Have you given?
We have.
You give?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have given
Wonderful.
1.5 in and 1 Domiton.
Okay.
Pain means elbow pain. Dormi means mediastinum. ठीक है? हाँ? Dormi करने mediastinum means नहीं elbow pain. हाँ, 20 से वो तो half centimeter.
Just take it back a fraction, my friend.
Just go back now.
Now, when we run these courses in the UK, this is for the room and for you, boss. The guys who help you, Wazim, Rima, I normally ask them at the end of it, you know, afterwards, what do you think? So in the UK, I will always ask these guys, you know, about you. You'll disappear to a corner somewhere and I'll go, what do you think? And then they'll tell me what they think. You see, I
He's
don't...
a nice lad, alright.
So, yeah. So these guys are the same. So I will be saying to Wazim and Rima afterwards, what do you think? Okay, my friend. So a couple of things. I know you want to get it in, but you do need to tell her that you're putting it in, because that's, you know, I know we know it's going to cause a discomfort, but it's as bad as, you know, doing the PR without letting them know. So, but that's the only thing, okay? Everything else, just take your time. Brilliant. Just take your time. Brilliant. Super. Let's just sort this out, darling. Right. So your hand's gone up just a fraction. So just bring it, that's it, brilliant. Excellent. Just take your time. Take your time, brilliant. Ignore that thing.
Okay.
To make it better, the patient should be closer to it. And that's what will actually help out. Okay, so where do you want to go? Look at the folds, look at the lumen. You go over and you go under. Yeah. So now, see where it's actually pointing. That's it, too much? That's good. Good. Keep it on with the big wheel. That's good. Increase the clockwise torque. Now take off the clockwise torque. And now just advance a centimetre if it'll advance. Excellent. Now just put a clockwise torque on again. And is that the maximum for the big wheel back?
Yeah.
Okay. Now just relax the big wheel just a fraction. Bit more. Bit more. And draw the scope back a centimetre. Good. Now let go of the big wheel. That's it. Clockwise torque, anti-clockwise torque. Excellent. Now you'll be able to see where to go. Look at the folds, they're diving down to 9 o'clock, which is slowly bringing round now to 12 o'clock. Good, don't suck. There you go. Excellent.
Kind of block
Yeah, I know, but because you haven't got much air in, there looks a lot of mucus. If you put air in, that mucus will disappear. So there's very little mucus there, and there's very little liquid there. So what you can do is you just have to live with what you got, because there's no point in sucking air at all. Turn your stance so you're here. Right, now, see where it wants to go. Up. Up. Bit more air. Bit more air. That's not, bit more air is that. Touch the air button. There you go. Finger off the air. Good man. Good.
Now gel, please. Okay.
Good. Slowly does it. If you do it slowly, she'll tolerate it a lot easier. Everything's going fine, everything is safe. Nice and slow. 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 Brilliant. Nice and slow. Brilliant. Tip up. Brilliant. Now just stop there. Now, you've made a lot of progress. Ignore this thing. It's actually all over the shop. Okay? We can actually try and improve it by bringing it here. All right. Now, how does the scope feel? If you put clockwise torque on the scope, how does it feel? Now, look at the screen. Now, anti-clockwise torque. Okay.
It's kind of a bit tough on the clockwise. Relax on the
Right. Now, don't do anything. I don't want you to
No.
do this, but that is showing you that the tip of the scope is below the apex of the loop.
Right.
If you were to reduce now, you'd probably drop back.
Okay.
So if she's tolerating
Can we
it,
have the scope guide view,
just
please?
make it go nice and slowly.
Okay.
So advance nice and slowly. If she doesn't tolerate it, we'll do something. Brilliant. Brilliant. Excellent. Nice and slow. Well done. So look at how your hand is. Keep the scope down. Turn the scope here. Right. So what you've done is that the scope was here
Yeah.
and the scope was self-suspended. You push that down.
Right.
In pushing that down, it puts a torque in the scope.
Yeah.
The torque in the scope is reflected what happens in the bowel.
Right.
So you could actually cause her a lot of pain. Never push down there. Okay? That's good. So look at your hand. Put your hand here. Good man. Advance. Advance. Brilliant. Nice and slow. Steer nice and anti-clockwise. So you want to steer it, bring your hand around. Okay?
That's brilliant.
Advance the scope. Now take your hand back. See it? See how that works?
Yeah. It's
Now stop. How's the lady?
ठीक है आप तकलीफ तो नहीं हो रही she's fine.
Christopher.
There's nothing.
Away you go. Pleased. Thank you. Slow, slow. You're tempted, you see. But don't be tempted,
Okay.
you know. It's a bit like you've got a chance of a kiss. You know, don't worry about it. It'll come, it'll happen. Stay going nice and slow, nice and slow. Good. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Good. Good. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Excellent. Excellent. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Super. Right. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Just turn your body, turn your hands. There you go. How does that feel?
That's new trick you have told me today. It
Now
has
just
made my life very
nice
easy.
and slow, nice and slow. Go round the bend as you do it. Advance and turn your shoulder as you do it. Not too much, just advance. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Good man. Great. Tip up. Go on, more. And increase it now, so. Good. Now tip down. Good. Now, you're in a right position now. Just draw the scope back, keeping that clockwise torque on. Tip up. Increase the torque. Right, now go back in. Good man. No, no. You're in a perfect position then to de-loop. But go back in, you're fine. So you'll have to do the same thing again as what you did a moment ago. Good, because you know where it worked. Yeah? And just repeat the steps. Nice and slow. We just have to go 5 centimetres further in before we do that. Nice and slow. So tip up. Good. Good. Nice and slow. Nice. You'll get sick of me saying it. Brilliant. Suck. Good. Stop. Now, all I'm going to do is do this. 1, 2, 3. Back on. Tip up. Good. That's broke away from the mucosa. Go on.
Is uncomfortable?
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay. So, now what we need to do is make sure that she gets more comfortable. Keep your eye on the screen. So, turn your scope. Bring it up. Right. Clockwise torque slowly. Clockwise. Slowly. More. Right. And now tip down, so you put the tip down, and now draw the scope back ever so slow. That's enough, that's enough. And draw it back ever so slow. Keep coming. Increase the clockwise torque. Okay, keep your eye on the screen. Turn your shoulders. That's it. Increase the torque. Clockwise torque increase. And draw the scope back. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. Keep drawing. Let go of the big wheel. Keep drawing. Now turn your shoulders. Right. Don't worry. Now what's what I said to you back in the room to everybody? Never say whoops, never say oh, you know what I mean? Okay? So take some air down. So turn it into the centre of the lumen and go again. So this time what we'll do, we'll change position. All right, so what position shall we have her in that will enable us to get around this?
Should go on her back.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you going to ask Rima?
Let's go on complete feet for me.
Good man.
Sit down.
Okay, so to actually don't put any tension into the patient, drop the scope down, hold the scope just a little bit just to stop it coming back. And the reason why you're doing that is that if you left that on,
Yeah.
you will increase the clockwise torque because she's coming onto her back.
All right.
So as she comes onto her back, that's equivalent to doing this to the scope.
All right.
So you taking her off,
Yeah.
it goes back on.
Okay.
Good. Now when she's sorted out, Rima will tell you everything's happy. And then now she's moved, all you have to do is take it back a centimetre. Okay? Now go forward when Rima's happy. Happy? Okay. Good. Good man. Excellent. Bring it up. And turn your shoulder slowly. Tip up. Good. Now tip right up to the top and suck. Tip down. Suck. Suck. That's blow. Yeah. Tip up. Keep it on. You're doing well. That's good. Clockwise torque and tip up. Tip up. Clockwise torque and tip up. No, that's tip down. Clockwise torque with the right hand. That's anti-clockwise you're going. Okay. So trick now. Just let go of the scope. That hand. Let go here. And bring it back up and turn yourself around. Now put the clockwise torque on. And off. And draw the scope back. Okay? So what we'll do, we'll get this in the right position. Excellent. Now, don't fish, let the big wheel go loose. So there she blows. That little wheel you've locked. So there we are. Now anti-clockwise. Now, don't do anything. Where do you think the lumen is?
Up there at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So slowly with everything. And if you look to the left now on scope guide, because you moved her onto her back and then you drew back, scope guide is straight, look.
Yeah.
Advance nice and slow, nice and slow. Nice and slow. Good. Slowly, you're under the ledge. So tip up. Good. Slowly, suck, a blip suck. And again, and again. Good. Now, draw back 1 centimetre, now go forward. Slowly does it, do not get excited. It is a, go nice and steady, nice and slow. Go on. Finger away from the air, please. Good man. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Good man.
Well, please. Leaving high.
Nice and slow, nice and slow. Good. Draw the scope back a centimetre. That's not a centimetre, that was about a foot. Tip up. So big wheel back, good man, and advance. Yeah, anti-clockwise, and tip forward. Right. Okay, stop. It's okay, what you're doing is brilliant. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is slowly bring this scope up. Now draw the scope back ever so slow. Let me look at what you've got. You've got that in the right position, that in the right position. Away you go. Good. Keep the torque on, clockwise torque, even more so. More so. More so. More so. Good man. So to help you, take this round here. Big wheel forward. Good. Good. And now let go of the right hand. And now re-grip the scope. And draw the scope back a centimetre. How does that feel?
Brilliant.
Now, stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
And let go again.
Okay.
Just let go of the right hand. And let go of the wheels. Just let go of the wheels.
Okay.
Now just a little bit of air. And now turn to the left. Big wheel back, slowly. Right, away you go. See when you relaxed, and the way to get you to relax was to let go of the scope went round. Bring yourself around. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Turn your shoulders. So let the scope go clockwise. More, 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 and tip down. Tip down. More, more. Good. Now draw the scope back. Anti-clockwise. So turn yourself around. Suck, don't advance. Draw back, anti-clockwise. Draw back, anti-clockwise. That's it, anti-clockwise. Big wheel forward. Yeah. Right. What you're doing is you're suddenly getting excited
With the wheel or?
with everything.
All right.
Right. So, let go of the scope in the right hand.
Okay.
Right. Slowly apply clockwise torque. Good. Let go of the big wheel.
Yeah.
Let everything on this wheel relax. Let me just make sure it's relaxed. There's, it's relaxed. Now clockwise torque. Anti-clockwise. Clockwise. Too much, too much. Clockwise. Draw the scope back. Ever so slow, slow. So you're getting excited.
Right.
Okay? You're thinking, wow man, you know, I want to list at work, I've got to... What we want you to do is practice the exercises that we're doing, okay? So, let go of the scope in the right hand. Good. Draw the scope back a centimetre. And another. And another. And another. Good. Now, just support the scope with the right hand and turn your body to the right. So clockwise torque slowly. Clockwise torque slowly. Okay? And tip up. Now. Whoa, you see how quick you are?
Yeah.
Slow down, man.
Okay.
Man. Just think of the beautiful scenery you're missing. Yeah? If this was tree-lined, a river, you'd like to take it in, wouldn't you? Right, well think of it the same thing. Think you're walking down some lovely valley, nothing but trees to see either side. It's gorgeous. Don't crunch your shoulders. You look like Quasimodo gone wrong. Right, big wheel forward. Just forward. Yeah. Yeah. Open your stance. Now close your stance. Bit too much. Big wheel forward. Put it forward. Right. Anti-clockwise, clockwise with the right hand. Clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yep. Now more clockwise.
That's
More,
clockwise.
more, more, more. Suck. Draw back. Stop sucking. Draw back. Stop sucking. Draw back. Keep the torque on. Absolutely brilliant. You're keeping the torque on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Suck. Excellent. Stop sucking. Great stuff. Draw back. Tip up slowly. Draw back. Draw back. Suck. Stop sucking. Great stuff. Anti-clockwise. Great. More anti. More anti. More anti. More clockwise. Keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on. Draw back. Draw back. Draw back. Suck. Great. Draw back. How are we doing, Rima? Tip up. Slowly. Draw back. Stop. Keep that torque on that your thumb is at and then advance with that. Keep that torque on and now hold the scope here. You can actually do it, no problem, because the scope is there. Now advance. You're not looping. What makes you think you're looping?
Because when I'm trying to go in, it's withdrawing.
Okay. Open your stance. Okay. Let go of this. Right. No, no, no. Did I teach you to do that? No, I didn't. So let the clockwise torque come in. Yeah, too much, too quick. You're suddenly rushing.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you've done, just pause. All I'm going to do is just take this for a second. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do anything.
Okay.
Right. So your scope, you've got it in a perfect position. You're here with the scope.
Yeah.
The scope itself, you're struggling with. Right. Just let the scope relax. See here. Want to try and get these wheels to neutral. If you come round, what you're doing is you're fighting yourself. See here?
Yeah.
So I'm putting the scope to the bottom here. If I sit here, the scope will actually go forward. See it? These fingers are just rolling.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to grip it and strangle it. Right?
Okay.
It's not a chicken. Right? So the scope here is here. Advance the scope, just a touch. You can see where it wants to go. It's just there where it wants to go. Your difficulty where it doesn't want to go is you need gel.
All right.
You need more gel. Now, you've got the scope here. All what you're struggling with is this bit. I'm going to take that loop out that we put in. That's because you were struggling with it. And there. Now you've got a perfectly straight scope. Taking the air out. You need more gel on your scope, and you just need to be on and off with this wheel. On and off with that wheel. You need more gel on your scope. Don't suck. That small amount of liquid, if you put some air in, you'll see it disappear. There you go, where's the liquid? Good. Good. Too much? Better. That's it. Good. Yes? Yes? Too much? Good. You can see where it wants to go, can't you? Slow it down. Up. No. Left. Yes. Great stuff. And up. Left. Anti-clockwise.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
So is your big wheel forward or back? That's good. Now tip up. Okay. So what do you think we can do to optimize what we're doing?
Change the position to be right.
Well, you're still only mid-transverse. You've only just gone round. Okay, you're nearly there. Keep going. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly, she will be able to tolerate it if you're slow. If you're quick, she'll slap you. She'll get up and think you're a naughty boy. Okay? Tip up. Clockwise. Good. Advance. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Let the scope go relaxed and advance. Good. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good. Well, you're making progress. Good. Good. Yes. You're thinking now. I've seen you turn the scope. Yes. This is new ground. Keep going. Okay, my friend, let me just have a little look for you. It's just that I'll just... You okay? So if we have a look, right, you're very close to being successful. All right, all we're doing is just keeping the tip central and tip up. All right, over the fold, point to the top, suck down some of the air that you put in. Now you're a little bit reluctant to actually keep the air to a minimum. If you keep the air to a minimum, you'll be able to tolerate more. You're actually steering the scope in the right direction, but you're steering it from a distance. So because you've got your hand 6 foot away from where it enters, it ends up that you're not getting round. Okay? Now, watch. The scope is here. Little wheel, I want neutral. Okay? Little wheel, I want neutral. Clockwise torque. Rotate the scope. Big wheel back. Draw the scope back. Okay? Keep the scope round. And draw it back. Draw back, draw back, draw back, draw back, draw back. Now, that scope now wants to drop back, but we just hold it and support it. Have a little look. A lot of people may say, oh, we're there. But we're not. Okay? Where do you think we are? Well, if we're in the ascending colon, I'd be a little bit disappointed. We are definitely gone mid-transverse. So what comes after mid-transverse is normally the hepatic, and that's where we are. So if we actually think about the mid-transverse and then the hepatic, so as you can see, I've got the scope in a perfectly level position now. Now, you've got to say to yourself, will it advance? Won't it advance? If it won't advance, you ask yourself why. If I apply a clockwise torque, will it go forward? Hoping so, but will it? I'm keeping the tip down, see it? Just make sure. And now drop the scope back and clockwise. And now you can see where it wants to go. Now, the best way to open this up, the hepatic, is to put her back onto her left. If that there, now you've done very well at getting to where you got to. You've got to bear in mind how hard it is to unlearn and then relearn new things. It's not saying that what you've done in the past is wrong or anything like that at all, that little wheel. But what it's trying to say is that there's another way of getting the scope around. Now we're just picking our way around. And what I'm trying to get you to look at is I'm not putting much air in at all.
Yeah,
But I'm just letting the scope do the work for it. So if you don't let the scope do the work, you end up fighting yourself. Now, as you can see now, what we're going to do is just bring the scope, see what I can do is bring the scope around. I'm just looking to see where that loop is that's in the umbilical. Bring the scope completely round. And then neutralise. Once it neutralises, this will drop down now into the ascending colon. But you've got to allow it time to do so. There we go. So this looks like a narrowing that we can't get through. Definite narrowing we can't get through.
If I'm wrong, is that a tiny poo piece or ulcer at the back?
Well, I'm looking at this as question, is that the IC valve?
Right.
And I'm questioning, is it scarred? So, just looking to see what other areas we've got around. And that's probably normal bowel beyond it. Yeah, so that's scarred there, you can see. So we'll biopsy that. Can we biopsy, please? So exact symptoms have been?
Chronic anemia.
Okay. Where have we gone, Rima, darling? Uh-oh. She's telling me off. Oh, that looks scarred. Can you see it? No, I can't decide whether... Well, that's what it looks like, but I'm not too convinced. I haven't seen the appendix, so I'm not willing to say that at all at the moment, I'm afraid. Right, my friend, as the forceps come down, they stiffen the scope. Yes, please, Rima. Yep. Yes, please. Ooh, you see that? What that picture there would suggest this is the cecum. That picture. The question mark. But I'm looking for landmarks. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you, Rima. I'll be there in 2 seconds. Thank you very much. Yes, please. Slowly.
Yes, slowly forward.
Thank you. And last one, darling. Yes, please. Slowly.
Yes, please slowly close.
Thank you. Right. Now, that it was the TI.
Paul, there's a question from the audience.
Yes.
They were asking you if you're taking biopsies from terminal ileum. Looks like it.
Well, that's where I think I've taken the biopsies from.
Yeah.
I just saw the appendix. This is a lady who's had symptoms for 3 years. This is an impassable strictured area. It possibly could be something that's gone quiescent, maybe TB that's settled down. I don't know, but it's definitely been to the cecum. My friend here, he's done really well. The scope length in total to the cecum, I don't really want to get too close down to actually suggest, but it looks like we're at 60 centimetres to the cecum. He's learned how to actually rotate the scope anti-clockwise and clockwise in this fashion, and it was a bit of a revelation to him. The difficulty with the procedure was sometimes when you get this fixed area in the right colon, the colon itself pivots around, and so all the rest of it you've got to pull down, shorten, pull down, shorten. And when you're actually doing colonoscopy, there is sometimes a point when you realise, as one of the people who's supporting people who are developing their endoscopic skills, that yes, they've got the ability to do the procedure, yes, they've got the ability, they know what to do. But at this present moment in time, when they try to put everything together, it doesn't go together as in the correct order. And so what I decided to do was just take over for that last couple of inches, just to make sure that we got there. And it isn't a slur on what he's done absolutely brilliant, but the fact is that there is a lot of learning to do in colonoscopy, and sometimes you've got to react very, very quickly to what's in front of you. If you've noticed, he's doing on, off with the right hand. Absolutely superb, keeping things nice and steady. He's now more relaxed in his handing position into what he has been in the past. Well, I hope he is. So he says he's going less grey. Is she okay, Rima? As bad as me, man. Just the way. Angel. Where is Angel Eyes? Aslam. Where's little Angel Eyes? Slow. Good man. I thought so.
From where did you took this biopsy?
IC valve.
I see now. Okay.
I see. I see. Well done. What must you do now?
Thank everybody and tell her
Yeah,
everything is
brilliant.
fine.
Superb.